Thanks for joining us on 21 Next on YouTube. I'm Jasmine Brooks, an anchor here at CBS 21 News. You know, there was a incident a few weeks ago, we reported, where a man died after being burned in a fire. But that fire was in a tent. That tent was Tent City in Harrisburg. He was homeless. Obviously, this made news. His family found out, and Maxine Rose talked to that family tonight. So, Maxine, it's true that the family didn't even know he was homeless.
Yeah, Jasmine, they said that they had found out that he had died days after. But the shock, of course, coming from the fact that he had died, but also that he was homeless. They
Wow,
just
look
said
at
that
these
they
wedding
had no
pictures.
idea. Yeah. So actually, so that's the wife. They got married when they were 18 years old. Um, but within the last couple of years, they stopped talking. Um, and she says that in 2020, that was the last time that they spoke. She said that she knew that he had a job of some sort and that he was in Harrisburg, but that was basically it. And then essentially she told me, excuse me, that um, he had gone to Shippensburg to visit his dad and then disappeared off the face of the earth after that. No one knew where he went.
Maxine, his identity has just been revealed. Who is this gentleman that passed away?
Yeah, so his name is Alfred Cologne. Um, and he was originally from Gettysburg. Like I said, he, was, from what they understand, the family understands, he was living and working in Harrisburg, but then just didn't contact anyone. And, you know, one of the people he especially wasn't speaking to was his own kids. And actually, when his daughter found out that she was pregnant, she and her family really tried hard to ramp up, the efforts to try and find him. And they were unsuccessful. And unfortunately, he was never able to meet his first grandchild. Take a listen to what the mother talked to me about.
She wanted him to know her daughter. And not being able to find him, I think, is what she was just shocked. We all were. I'm still in shock.
I'm not
Wow.
shocked there. Yeah.
And Harrisburg Police Chief Brian Enterline says that that man suffered extreme burns, top 5 worst burn victims he's ever seen. And that's just a really sad and wild story. But Maxine, we'll hear more
Yes.
from the family
Yep.
coming up. So thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you so much.
We should mention in the meantime, as Maxine said, a GoFundMe page has been set up to help with funeral expenses as well. All right, this story is wild, guys. I mean, we report on fires all the time, but this one was in a mobile home and it could have been much worse. So, what made it not so bad? Fish tank. A fish tank. Yeah, you heard me right. Check out the pictures. The fish tank extinguishes this mobile home fire in Lancaster County. Basically, what we're hearing from the Lincoln Fire Company, Station 16, it says, hey, this started on Monday in a mobile park, right? And the flames ended up breaking the glass of the fish tank. So all that water helped put out the fire. But they want to know, or want you to know, 2 things. First off, they say it's a good reminder for homeowners to say, are our smoke alarms working? Number 1. And number 2, extension cords, overloading power strips, that's all dangerous stuff. So be on the lookout for that and check all those things. As far as the fish, no word on if there were actually fish in it. And if there were, no word on if they survived. But we got to find out, guys. But how about that? You know, a teenager was taking a stroll in Lower Paxton Township and says he was attacked. Now he's speaking out to TJ Anthony.
The teen says it happened right here along Devonshire Road in Lower Paxton Township. He says it's still impacting him well over a year later and still no convictions.
She just started going off saying that we were Satan worshipers and that we all wear black and that we're going to go to hell.
Carlos Vasquez Galvez heard those words while he says he was on an innocent stroll with friends. That walk in Lower Paxton landed Carlos in the hospital. He says along with his long-lasting emotional trauma came physical harm.
So then she goes inside of her house and grabs a weapon to use on us. She came out with a horn.
He says it was similar to a ram's horn.
I was trying to tell her to stop, but then she took the other side of the horn, the sharp part where it was cracked, and she started stabbing me in the back of the head.
I did not think that I was going to see him again.
Emily Ortiz immediately called 911. Carlos says a dislocated jaw and stab wounds are just a few of his injuries he suffered from. He adds Christia Witherspoon Connor is charged in connection to what happened that day. Her charges include ethnic intimidation and aggravated assault, among others.
I would like to see her be put away for a long time because I don't want nothing to happen to anybody else.
Carlos and Emily, both 16 at the time, believe the simple color they were wearing that day about a year and a half ago in July is part of the reason things escalated.
But we were told we were wearing the devil's robes that day because we were dressed in black. And a color does not decipher what your religion is and what you believe in.
Carlos actually follows Jesus Christ. He and Emily are preparing for next month when they'll be face to face with Witherspoon.
Because it's either I sit and I look at her in her face and we get justice, or I back down like everybody else suggested that we all did. Because there were so many naysayers that told us, don't let this go through, don't take it bigger, don't drop the charges. No, justice for me, it looks like watching him being able to sleep at night properly again. It looks at this have never happening to somebody else again.
And this was Carlos's first time back in the area since the alleged attack happened. The next court date is scheduled for February 3rd. Reporting in Lower Paxton Township, I'm TJ Anthony. Back to you.
TJ, thank you so much. For a closer look at these stories, you can go to cbs21.com. Please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. I'm Jasmine Brooks. Thanks for watching 21 Next.